If you're an expat or just a Swiss resident living in Switzerland, and managing your money can be quite tricky. The cost of living is high, the financial system is different, just so easy to jump into some traps. And these money traps can easily cost you thousands of francs or even more. Today I'm going to share 5 money traps to avoid for Swiss residents. And I'm pretty sure most of us have fallen in one of these traps. Let's get started. Hey, I'm Charlene. I'm your investment coach based here in Switzerland. I have over 10 years of banking experience. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my upcoming tips on money and investing out of Switzerland. And when you first move to Switzerland and you suddenly earn a lot more money, a higher salary than your home country. And I know many of us here probably earn a very nice 6-figure salary, right? And you might think it's safer to keep your money in the bank. And Switzerland is really known for its strong banking system, let's put it this way. So it feels like really the smart thing to do to put the money into the bank. And then you open a bank account with UBS or ZKB or PostFinance, these kind of banks. But here is the problem. The cash sitting in the bank account really loses its value over time. And most Swiss savings accounts often offer you really low interest rate. It's like 0%, 0.5% or 1% or even 0. And meanwhile, inflation is around 2% or more, 2, 3, 4% over the past few years. That means your money is really slowly losing its purchasing power. So in simple terms, what 1,000 francs can buy today, it will cost 1,020 francs next year. So even if your money looks the same in your bank account, it's worth less in the future and less going into the future. And here is really how to avoid this money trap. So keep only what you need or your daily expenses and the emergency fund that is worth your 3 to 6 months of your monthly expense. And then invest the rest in stocks or bonds or real estate to help your money grow over time. So the biggest risk of money isn't investing. The biggest risk is just doing nothing with your money. So if you don't know where to start investing, don't worry. I will share with you some really helpful and free content, free resources to help you get started. So let's continue. I will share everything by the end of this video. And the second money trap is about financial advisory. And now you might think, oh, Charlene, you just mentioned let's just not put too much in cash. And Switzerland is one of the world's top financial centers, right? So I probably need a financial advisor to help me invest. Let's just, make the professional, do my work. But here is the problem, my friend. If not all, but most financial advisors in Switzerland, they do not really give advice. They are salespersons, and their job is to sell you expensive mutual funds with really high fees. And they might promise, oh, this fund will give you great returns and see the, historical performance. For example, he or she may say something like this to you. But what they don't tell you, what they do not tell you is the hidden fees that they charge 1 or 2% every single year. So the fees can really eat into your profits, and over time that can just cost a lot of money. So I've worked in banking for over 10 years. I've just seen how these products are sold. And trust me, you do not need to pay high fees to grow your money. And here is how to avoid this trap. Be cautious with financial advisors who push specific products, and always ask, maybe they don't tell you the truth, but always ask, how are you paid? If they earn a commission, and most of them do, here is a red flag. So I really encourage you to learn the basics of investment by yourself. It's really more simple than you think. So actually, I'm hosting a free investment workshop where I will walk you through the 5 easy steps to get started with investing. And it's designed specifically for Swiss residents. And you do not need any mathematics or finance background to join. And I've added the sign up link in the description area so you can check out later. The third money trap is about your third pillar. When you come to Switzerland, you may think, oh, retirement savings, I'll deal with that later in my life. Or you might assume third pillar is only for Swiss citizens. But here's the thing. If you work in Switzerland and you can open your own pillar 3A account too, and skipping it means you're missing out on big tax savings. So Pillar 3A really helps you save for retirement while reducing your taxable income. And eventually, it saves you a lot of money on taxes. So for 2025, this year, you can contribute up to, if I remember correctly, is 7,056 francs, which can save you even a few thousands of francs in tax each year. I would say if they charge 20% in your income tax, right? It's like over 1,000. And this is the money you can just basically save. No brainer. Why not? And here's the catch. Many people pick the wrong 3A pillar and they open accounts at their bank or with an insurance company where the money just sit there earning nothing, almost zero. And meanwhile, there are 3A pillar options that can help you invest your money in equity funds, for example, and which can grow much, much faster over time. So really don't ignore 3A or third pillar. It's really an easy way or no-brainer way to save on your taxes and grow your wealth. And the next money trap is about when to invest. And many expats think, oh, I will start investing when I earn more. And 2024, the market has been doing so good. It's been up so, a lot. And it may not be a good time to enter the market. And then some may think, oh, I will wait until I get a bit older, earning more. But really, the time is the most powerful tool when it comes to building wealth. Let me just give you an example. If, let's say, you invest 500 francs or USD, whatever currency it is, per month at the age of 30. And let's just assume your investment only performs like 6% each year. I mean, 6%, I use it sounds like a mediocre percentage, right? But it's not nothing. It's not as high as 10 or 20%, but it's not nothing. Let's just use this 6% as an example. So you will have around 500,000, which is 500,000 francs when you reach 60. So 30 years investment. Every month, only 500 francs. And here is the example number 2. If you wait until you are 40 to start investing, and then you still invest 500 francs per month for 20 years until you reach your 60 years old, right? And then you will only have around 250,000. So which is half of what you could get if you start at your 30. And even though you invested basically only 10 years less compared with example number 1, right? That's the power of time. And the longer your money stays invested, the more it grows. And I would say even investing just 100 francs a month makes a huge difference. And focus on a long-term investment, for example, like a well-diversified ETF or index funds, and don't wait until you feel ready. Like we said, the best time to start investing was yesterday, and the second best time is now. And another money trap for a lot of Swiss residents is they don't understand how investments are taxed. And many expats, they focus on growing their wealth or growing their investments, but just forget about taxes. Taxes can really take a big bite of your profits if you just careless. For example, in Switzerland, capital gain taxes from stocks are usually tax-free for private investors in Switzerland. And that's really great news, right? But dividends are taxed as income. So this can surprise a lot of investors who expect their dividends to be tax-free, but it's not. And when I was in Hong Kong, there's no dividend tax, basically, so I don't need care. But here in Switzerland, it's different. And if you trade too frequently, and the tax office might classify you as a professional investor, and then you will need to pay capital gain tax as well. But normally, you and me, we do not need to pay capital gain tax. So my suggestion here is to really understand the basics of how investments are taxed in Switzerland. And if you invest in dividend paying stocks, factor in the cost as well. So for me, I do not really have a lot of dividend paying stocks, so I don't need to worry that much. And especially during the tax season, you need to fill in another form, set of form in order to document everything properly. So I'm not a huge fan of dividends. So if you are, be a little bit careful. So now if we do a recap, the 5 biggest money traps for expats in Switzerland or the overall Swiss residents are keeping too much cash in your bank account, or you trust too much your financial advisor who just sell expensive mutual funds to you, and you just wait for too long to start investing, or you don't have a third pillar and you do not understand taxes on investments. And if you want to know how I grew my investments into a 7-figure portfolio over the past 10 years, and if you are looking for a proven investment methodology or system, even if you do not have any finance or mathematics background, I want to invite you to my free investment class later this month. The sign up link is below in the video description area. Let's invest smart, retire early, and live free. I will see you there, my friend.